Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside sports car ace Bill Adam. And Bill, it has been a crazy day with Hayanari Shimoda out front, the driver from Tokyo, Japan, and the Zytec engineering machine, the blue and white car you see right there, started on the pole, the number 15, and has had it, given it up, gotten it back, handed it away again, and the young 20-year-old from Japan is back out in front. A slow start, here we go, we're green and racing at Mid-Ohio.
Yellow. Champion car was alongside. They got waved off because it looked like Piro was really trying to get a jump. Not necessarily bad. You know what they'll be able to do, Ralph?
They're green, Bill. They're not getting waved off, and it's a heck of a battle up front as the Dyson car comes sweeping up the inside. That would have been Leitzinger to take over the lead.
Leitzinger, the Dyson car, running that small turbo AER motor. The car following, that's the new car in the series today. That is a 3.4-liter V8 engine car, normally aspirated.
Heading into madness on the opening stages of this race. Watch this right here.
Oh, man. JJ just got in the back of him.
That's on board J.J. Leto in the Audi.
You know what? Shimoda slowed down so much there. You saw Leitzinger going by on the outside of him, and I think his attention was occupied with so much around him. He slowed the car down and surprised everyone around him.
And we talked about a lot of the wild action here. This was the first one as the Maserati of Fabrizio Di Simone gets into the back of the Viper driven by Michel Rugolo. And then Fabrizio was sent to the penalty box with some damage to the front nose. GT2, tremendous action. The two Panos cars qualified well, but they were sent to the back. The 51 had ride height issues, and there was a driver change in the 50. Bill Auberline is out for today's event. Marino Franchitti is in, but the two Panos came charging up through the field. While that was taking place, the battle up front, Bill, was spectacular between Hayanari Shimoda in the white and blue number 15, and of course Dyson in the number 16 car as they work through traffic.
How many times do you get stuck in traffic on the street trying to figure out which side do you go on? This particular case, Shimoda guessed right. He regains the lead from the number 16 Dyson car and goes down the back straight.
Dyson learning the strengths and weaknesses of not just Shimoda, but the car, the Zytec, and look at this.
Great outside pass. He stuck it up there, was able to maintain very good grip on the outside.
This was the big incident. Ian Boss losing it in the Porsche coming over the blind rise. Brian Sellers in the Panos doesn't see him, and J.J. Leto in the Audi had literally nowhere to go, and you can see the heavy damage to the number 1 Audi.
This has been a lightning performance by both Shimoda and the car itself. There is the green flag, so they're back underway. And watch the car right behind the white and blue Dyson car. They have been having this absolutely phenomenal battle. That is the 20 car. That's young Chris Dyson, son of the owner.
GT2. This is the smallest of the production classes. Timo Bernard behind the wheel of his Porsche.
He is trying hard again. Alex Job, perennial champions. They have won virtually every place except here at Mid-Ohio. How frustrating has that been for them? And Timo just came off that very frustrating last few laps at Road Atlanta, where we watched him have that tremendous battle against the Panos. He accidentally bumped Robin Liddell, put him around backwards, but it effectively took him out of any chance of winning. So he has extra drive today, I think.
Oh, and our leader is on pit road.
Well, Shimoda has been off, and I think that's the reason for this unscheduled stop here. Done such a tremendous job putting this car on the pole on his first visit to the States.
Well, Bill, we've seen Shimoda do some fast-paced lawn mowing earlier this weekend. The visor is up on the fueler as well on the 15, so they're going to get a penalty. That's a huge no-no for safety reasons. Here's a look at the incident where Shimoda did the lawn mowing. Let's see what happened here. Racing alongside the Maserati.
Oh, boy, and that's it. On the straight, too. He had no choice at all.
Hayanari, what happened to you? Why did the car go off course?
The car pushed me off from the target on the straight line. I was 6th gear, then at the time it was so fast, then it was too dangerous. I was very lucky because I came back to the target, but that was too dangerous.
The safety car has just come out on course. We've gone to a full course caution. There is your race leader, Chris Dyson in the number 20 Dyson Racing entry. And things continue for the Audi team, Bill.
They are. I mean, some days you're the bug and some days you're the windshield. And right here, again, we're talking about the vision problems of the Maserati. Look who he chops off this time. The number 2 Audi almost takes out both of them. And then watch the Dyson car in the background. They come together.
And he is buried in the sand trap. Now that moves the 16 up to second place at P1. So Dyson is running 1 and 2 with James Weaver sitting in second place. There's driver change going on with the Dyson team.
Chris getting out there, and I think that'll be Andy Wallace.
Guys, we need to get the radiators when we're done here. We got some scratch.
Green flag, and we're back to racing with James Weaver out in front leading the P1 category. The car chasing him right now is the number 1 Audi, which is laps down, involved earlier in a big on-track incident.
Now there's the number 2 car coming in, penalty box with the 79 car. That's going to slow him down even more. Look, they actually have to pull him back.
That's
boy.
the J3 Racing entry of Justin Jackson and Tim Sugden. The 79 is in for a 2-minute penalty for too many men over the wall.
That's maddening.
Those 2 bright yellow Corvettes, the new C6Rs. Those are the 2 lead cars in GT1. Ron Fellows behind the wheel of the first Corvette. Car number 3 is the GT1 leader somewhere in the back of that cars. And then right behind him comes Olivier Beretta.
The question in GT1 is still, can anyone beat these factory Corvettes? Well, the Asemco Celine was out in front, but right now the 3 and 4 are back on top. As for the Maserati, you have to understand, they came in, they had a stop and go penalty. They also were hit by the number 2 Audi. They were running well all week, but right now they're at the back of the pack. And don't forget the Corvette C5R, that privateer Corvette team. They also are in contention right now, but the question is, will the dominance of the Corvettes come to the end?
GT2, the new leader in class. Lonnie Pechnik was the leader, but Romain Dumas showing up as the leader.
Now here is the pass. This is on the back straight. There's that little kink where the leader was forced off by the Maserati earlier. Late braking coming up here. Perfect.
But when you look through the top 4 in the GT2 class, what you see on the screen now may not be what you get at the checkered flag. Romain Dumas in the 23 car, they are iffy on fuel to the end. We'll have to keep a close watch on them. The 45 car with Fogarty in it says they think they can make it. 44, Lonnie Pechnik will have to pit to do a driver change. Seth Nyman will be getting in that car, so we know that car must come to pit road. The only known commodity that we have out there is the 31 car with Jörg Bergmeister in it. I checked in with the Peterson White Lightning team. They said it will be 57 laps from the time they fuel to the checkered flag. They can do 58. Keep an eye on GT2. It ain't over till it's over, guys.
And if you think this is a good fight, look at what's going on in P2. Nothing is lifted at all there as far as the intensity of the fight between Bucknam and Field.
Ultimately, oh, look at this. We might get a pass right here. Clint Field, he's right alongside.
Up the inside. Here comes Field, powering past. Bucknam sees him over the right side, squeezes him to the right. Now up into madness, and Field will take over the lead in P2.
Oh, what a great job, Clint Field. He saw that Bucknam did not get that clean run.
Good job, Clint. Well done, well done.
The 20 car coming on pit road, they've been talking about coming in just for a splash of fuel. This is a car running in second right now.
And no tires out, strictly fuel there. You see it right there.
Right now, the Miracle Motorsports guys have got to be thrilled because, unfortunately for Clint Field, the 37 is way off pace.
And I can't see anything wrong.
It is the gearbox, guys. I just looked up at Martin Dixon, the crew chief, and he signaled with his hand as gearbox. So, major disappointment here. Clint Field is the defending champion here in Mid-Ohio.
Uh-oh, number 2 car off in the grass.
Boy, the champion Audi team, Bill, has just absolutely not had what you expect out of that team today. Everything that could go wrong for this crew, a team that has normally got everything buttoned up tight, has just come completely unglued.
I think that was Frank saying that I just spun. Now here's Biela going over the top of the hill. Wow.
He never even got to the top of the hill.
He was sideways well before. One of the problems here, you can see, whoops, never mind, I'll tell you later, but one of the problems is there's 2 different types of pavement there. One is asphalt and one is concrete, and they're substantially different grip levels.
Well, we're hearing that there are raindrops falling in different sections of the racetrack. It doesn't appear to be heavy enough for anybody to start thinking about putting on rain tires of any kind, but certainly the track is getting slicker.
Butch, things looking great for you guys. You're running 1-2 right now. How much of a concern are the skies right now and potential rain?
It's a big concern, actually. I've been hiding in the trailer for the last 20 minutes because I want the race to be over. I keep looking up at the sky, and it looks like it could rain at any second. I'm glad I'm not out there, though. James has to deal with it.
Well, the number 15 Zytek is in. Tom Chilton's going to stay behind the wheel. There's considerable damage now to this car. The left side end plate of the rear wing is gone. There's some damage to the left fender. There's some damage to the under tray. So he's driving a crippled car right now, which may explain the lap times. He's certainly not running the pace of the leaders, Ralph.
What a day the Miracle Crew has had. They were leading P2, then lost the P2 lead, and now we're told the P2 class leader right now, this machine that you're looking at, the number 10 Miracle entry, is going to have to come to pit lane and get a black flag. Problems apparently with driver time behind the wheel, we're hearing. We'll get more on that. And the 45 in GT2 with John Fogerty behind the wheel. The former two-time Atlantic champion is on course.
Still running.
Oh, look at it. And he's probably just flat spotting that tire all the way through.
I wonder if there was a braking problem, not so much that he was just braking deep, or was that a corner
Okay,
before?
now he's going to continue on, and I'll bet you he doesn't know the tire is down.
Back to the 10 car now in P2.
Tire pressure monitor.
This, by the way, puts the Mazda into the lead in P2. So the Mazda, which debuted with a podium finish at Road Atlanta at the last round, could get its first win in just its second race, Calvin.
Tell us the rule infraction that you may have incurred here.
Well, I guess there's a rule that says no driver can compete in more than 2 hours of the event, on a 2-hour and 45-minute event. And that's all on me. I was watching the laps, not the time, and Jeff drove a bit too long. That's why drivers should always stay drivers and team managers should be team managers.
What a bit of history we might be making here today. Mazda, Guy Cosmo behind the wheel, who, when he's not driving, likes to play drums. So sometimes you can even see him tapping on the steering wheel of the race car. And that P2 car with Guy Cosmo behind the wheel might get their first win here.
Hey guys, the number 3 Corvette and the number 4 Corvette are both coming in for about 5 gallons of fuel. I spoke to Doug Feehan earlier, and he said there is no way the number 4 car is going to pass the number 3 car. Not next weather and not in Le Mans coming up.
Boy, and
guess what? He just did.
I'll tell you, that was absolutely deliberate by the number 4 driver, without question. Deliberate. Watch the number 4 car as he comes in. Look at the angle he is on. He's straight like that instead of being lined up in this position.
Doug, I thought you told me that you weren't going to allow the number 4 car to pass the number 3 car. What happened there?
Well, that would be on the racetrack. It's perfectly acceptable to pass in the pit lane if one of the crew does a better job.
Trouble for the Mazda. It's off course.
Oh,
no.
And he's stuck.
Oh, and the Zytek's in the wall. Bill, is this all about those tires now losing grip?
That's exactly it. Remember, they are on slicks, and once the hot slicks cool down, then it's just like trying to walk across a skating rink with hard-soled shoes. Now, the good news for them is that they have completed enough laps, and they are far enough ahead of what would have been second place. They will still win the class, even though they're sitting in the sand trap. Tremendous day for the Dyson Team 2. Hats off to this work. They have rebounded from the Road Atlanta disappointment and frustration.
And this combination of James Weaver and Butch Leitzinger, this is their 77th start together. Nobody has more starts in ALMS competition or as a team as James Weaver and Butch Leitzinger. Well, here's hoping the Corvette guys are all taking different planes, because Johnny O'Connell and Ron Fellows not going to want to be anywhere near Ollie Gavin and Olivier Beretta for another couple of days.
It's borderline dirty pool. I mean, it's all's fair in love and war, but gosh, James Weaver just easing this car around the track. He's only got this one final corner.
The first 1-2 finish ever for Dyson Racing today as James Weaver takes the win. And guess what?
Wow.
Alex Job has finally accomplished something here today that has taken him 17 years to do. Romain Dumas is going to take the checkered flag in the win in GT2, the first time Alex Job Racing has won at Mid-Ohio.
Well, a 1-2 finish for Dyson Racing and for James Weaver. You got some English weather there at the end, mate. How'd you deal with that?
No, I think it's 3,663 miles from London, and it's still raining.
Great day for you, guys. A lot of pressure there at the end, though.
Yeah, it's put so much effort into these cars. It's just such a relief when you win. I know it sounds strange, but you know, you're so desperate to win, and those Audis are so tough. It's a strange emotion.
Take a look at these GT1 results. You see the number 4 Corvette in front of the number 3. Well, the ALMS officials have said now that the number 4 car is going to be penalized 20 seconds for not pulling into its pit box correctly. Tracy, Ron Fellows did win.
This is an emotional day for Ron Fellows. He had a tough few weeks, his father passing away at the end of April. You guys win it on a penalty. How did you see it out there?
We had a little help from above, I'm afraid. Mike lost his dad in an accident a week and a half ago. I lost my dad in an accident 3 weeks ago. Is
this win for him?
It's for both of them.
The disappointment of Sebring must seem very far away. Second last time out, and now the victory.
Well, sure, but I think the first 2 races we were in the front, and we tried to win every time, and just it was a question of luck. And today Timo was again really good. There's nothing to say, and me, I just try to control and overtake a few cars and win, so it's perfect. Really, it's perfect, and now we are just to continue like this.
Guy Cosmo, you ended up in the gravel trap. You get the first victory for Mazda. Great day for you guys.
Absolutely. You know, it's a program that we had a vision of 2 years ago, and we got everything going. Mazda's doing an outstanding job. Sportsbook has done a fantastic job for us as well. BK, I'm really embarrassed I wound up in the gravel trap, but we'll take a win however we can. Yeah!